What is good, y'all? It's Ronald, also known as Youcapper from sportsmemo.com. Welcome to another episode of Let's Cap. We got my guy Chris B. Capping in the building here. We're gonna break down three MLB games. We're gonna look into the Mariners Padres here. That one's at the 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's the first game of the day. Then we're also gonna look at the Angels Marlins and the Yankees Pirates. I just realized the three games we're looking at are all the interleague plays, interleague games today. So yeah, hopefully we get some good stuff going there. Chris, man, how was your fourth? How was your fourth? What'd you end up doing?
Good, bro. I didn't do much, man. Just kind of hung out with the fellas. We just kind of chilled, man. You know, ate some food, had some good conversations, some fellowship.
Yes,
Watch some baseball for sure. Ronald, you gave out the Atlanta, the Braves last night. First five, minus one, minus 0.5 in the first five. That cash. So I tailed you on that one, Ronald. Yeah, it was pretty good though, man. How about you?
Yeah, I first time going out in a long time after getting sick, so I was really excited about it. Went to my buddy's lake house. He's about 5 minutes away, so it was a nice place to just go and stop by there real quick, and then hang out with family the rest of the night, man. But yeah, it was good to just finally be out after being sick for so long. So yeah, that was that. But yo, we're on to back to the MLB space and this betting space. It's time to get some cash. It's time to get some cash. So first up, we have the Mariners and the Padres. Let me bring up my give me the dog here 1 second. Boom. So we got the Mariners and the Padres here. So real quick, we'll go to Spodevs first. Look at just like the initial analysis here from a starter perspective. So Gilbert, Clevenger, righty versus righty, both very, very strong pitchers this year. And from a starter analysis here, we got Gilbert 11-5 straight up, Clevenger 6-0 straight up. The ERAs both under 3 there. Gilbert more towards the under than the over. Clevenger on the other side, mainly probably due to run support, right? Cleveland run support here for him versus opponent runs. And then on this side, you can definitely see the run support lacking a little bit for Gilbert there. For looking at home away splits, Gilbert 7-2 on the road, or not him specifically, but the Mariners are 7-2 on the road when he's the starting pitcher. ERA 2.55, Clevenger 2-0 at home, 3.124. You can see the last three here, 1.38. So Clevenger is on a good streak here, a good roll as far as pitching wise. And then Gilbert here 2-1, 4.58 ERA. Everyone in the moment, we got some action in the chat already. There you go. Yankee Smack City possibly. And then so that's the starting pitchers there. If we go to the bats here, just looking at the home away splits, Mariners hit righties a little bit less than the lefties. Obviously their offense isn't that great. And the Padres here at home actually they struggle a lot against righties here. That's pretty interesting to see. You can see most of their damage is done. If you look at overall right here and just the run support there, and then you look at their home split at 3.88, you can definitely see that they hit better on the road there. Yeah, Mitch bringing up some information here about the injury. Slowly
like
getting
both
back
of the
into
pitches
it.
in that too. Yeah, Mitch said he liked both of the pitches. I do as well. As you live cap this, Ronald, I'm thinking the first thing that jumps out to me is the under, right? Because we talked about the run support, and I don't think that they have as much run support. With Gilbert on the road today, you look at those splits right there. Away he's 7-2, straight up, and only 2.5 runs allowed. So hopefully, I know in the last three, like you say, he's given up 4.58. Yeah. But if he can, kind of get it back together, then I think they have a chance. you know, to at least keep this one under and not to allow the, like you said, the 7.5 runs that they're getting at home that you know, that they're getting at home. I think that number could come down some because we do see at home that Kleemenger has gone like both his games have gone over when he's at home. He's 2-0 to the over. But like you said, a lot of that is due to run support. So
yeah, so if they're going to be missing that run support because they're going against Gilbert, then definitely look towards the under there. And just based off of how they hit, I mean, if you look at just last few games as well, that's not good support right there for hitting. And then also Mariners going. Well, how many runs did they get yesterday? It was like eight runs yesterday. Six or eight. I can't remember the score, but
it was 8. It was 2 to 8.
Yeah, so I don't see as much as a Mariners fan as I am here living in Seattle. I just can't see them putting up back-to-back huge games like that, especially against Clevenger here. So I mean, yeah, I think an underlook it might be pretty solid. Let me just look at. So let me bring up this is the table that I usually look at. I haven't been posting it, but let's just look at first 5 with the Mariners here. Mariners first 5, 10-14 to the under as road dogs against starting right-handed pitchers, and then Padres are 9-9 over under as home favorites against starting right-handed pitchers. And then if we look at just from a starter perspective here, Logan Gilbert 2-2 as road dogs, and then Clevenger the 2-0 as home favorites to the over, and a lot of that, like we talked about earlier, was due to the
run support. Yeah,
run support. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting there. We can go to give me the. Did you have any look at this one?
No. I just wanted to kind of live cap this one, Ronald, just because it was the first game on. To see if we could find anything. What's up, Sam? I see Sam in the chat. What's up, Sam? Yeah, see if we could find anything, Ronald. I think I don't know what the total opened at, Ronald. If we could have caught it at like 8, I think that could have been a nice little under spot. But it is at 7.5, so I feel like it's less value, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So 1.60. What about what is the team total first half for the Padres?
The Padres team total first half. Let's see.
Or even or the Mariners, either way.
Let's see. I'll pull it up for you. Give me 1 second.
So what I'm pulling up here is Mariners starter Logan Gilbert, and the opponent is a starting right-handed pitcher.
I got 2 1.5s, Ronald.
Just 1.5 each.
Yeah, 1.5 each. Yeah.
And look at looking at Gilbert here against opponents who are right-handed pitchers, the Mariners when Gilbert is the starter and they're going against the starting right-handed pitcher. From a straight-up perspective. And even first 5, they actually look pretty solid.
Yep, I was looking at that last night. That's the first thing I looked at last night. I actually fell asleep capping this game.
Oh, really? Yeah. What about? Let's see how they do on the road.
And still pretty good, right? What's that? 8-2, 6-2.
Yeah. So you can see that first 5 under, 5-2 to the under, yeah. And then the first 5. Let's actually put a dog there, 2-3. I mean, as a dog, and you see that first 5 run line 4-1, and it's a low total. I mean that looks pretty solid there, because that would be plus 0.5 runs.
Opponent's only getting what is that? 1.5 on him?
1.5, yeah.
First 5, yeah. Which makes the total for the first 5 almost impossible to bet. That's like really, really solid because it's sitting literally at 1.5. And both are taking into account how good he is on the road and how good he is in general.
Yeah, and if you look in this spot here, the only time they got shut out really was against Barrios. You got Urquidy here, Uvalde. They even got Alcantara.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
This might be just a spot play for that first 5
spot
run
play
line.
for sure. Yeah.
Let's look at Padres
as a home favorite.
Yeah. So you got home favorite.
Cleveland on the mound.
Home favorite run line 13 and 16 there. And we could just look at Clevenger. Or let's just see. Let's look at this again. Home favorites against starting right-handed pitchers. Still pretty. It's not great, but 9 and 11 still towards the Mariners there. And then
2.48. Is that a 2.48, Ronald? First
five for them.
Mm-hmm. Mitch said books are sharp. You're right. You're right, Mitch. Yeah, they're definitely sharp, especially when you try and cap the games at this time versus, if you're gonna find the edge, you really gotta, tap into the markets as early, as early as you possibly can. As soon as you see those lines come out, you gotta, if you want to find the value for sure.
So they probably smashed Bumgarner here. They smashed Bumgarner. They smashed Bumgarner there, and then they lost the cover here in the first 5. That's what it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm.
And Gilbert, and look at the total here. Both low totals. I would say if I was to play anything, it would probably be that first 5 run line on the Mariners there. But I mean, if it's at minus 130, it's probably juiced at plus a half.
You said the first 5 run line for the Mariners?
For the Mariners, yeah. What would that be at?
The first 5 run line. Minus 135. Because you can get them at plus 0.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad look. Yeah. I was thinking about that too. Just looking at, like you said, it's kind of hard to ignore when you look at all Gilbert stats. Even on the road, like he's just solid. He's really, really solid.
Say, I think even the money line might be. I just feel like
money line plus 110. I see it right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would. I don't know.
You think they give him enough run support in this situation, Omar? You think that they can score enough? The Mariners can.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, they just scored 8 runs. Let's see. All right, look. How about this? And P runs
in their previous game when they had.
Let's just say 6 runs, 5 runs. Let's just say they hit 7 runs. I can't see them going back. I mean, so right. Anytime they after a game that they hit 7 runs or more, they come back and they average 3 or less, or 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's gonna be that's gonna be tough. So maybe
what if hey Ronald, what if you add within the last month to that?
You want to do June?
Yeah, so like end date equals end date is greater than or equal to 2022-06-01.
Yeah.
3.2 years, so it's the same. Yep.
Damn. If you look at the first 5, though, I don't know. Nah, I don't know, man. I don't think. I think there's enough. I think there's enough on the rest of the board for us.
Yeah, not to force it. Yeah, for sure.
Not to force it. I mean, like if I was to bet anything, though, I would probably look towards the Mariners early.
Yeah, it's just if Gilbert's gonna get that support, because I don't think that Cleveland gonna get as much support today, but in this spot it do look like they're the better offensive team. So yeah, just a lean. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk that one out with you and see what your thoughts were. And do a lot.
Hey, this is Finesse. What up, Finesse? I think you're on mute, bro.
He is.
What up?
What up?
Hey, you want to drop your play?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for lineups. Got a couple of things I'm looking at, obviously. In terms of the Nerfy, looking at Miami and the Angels. Looking at that, it's juiced on some books, but I think minus 132 is the best you can get, like on Barstool and stuff like that.
Yeah, mine at I like the Marlins as well, and mine is at I got mine at -130.
For the Nerfy?
Oh, not the Nerfy. Sorry, I thought you were talking about
the full game.
The full game. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no, I do like the Marlins in that matchup. Obviously, Alcantara has been a workhorse. His pitching outs are sitting at 20.5, which is where it normally is. That guy just goes 7 innings in his sleep. He can get rocked sometimes, and they'll just kind of leave him in there. So yeah, I love that. Gotta like the Marlins.
So that was the Nerfy, the Marlins game?
Yeah, it's either gonna be that. I'm looking at the White Sox game too. Kopech has just been allowing a lot of traffic on the bases in the first inning, so that kind of scares me off. Only 1 home run allowed, but I think he's at 9 walks and like 13 hits, something like that. So those are Nerfy killers there. My man Krusty already took, in my opinion, the best one on the board is Tampa and the Red Sox. I think it was at +100. So gotta love the odds there. I don't know. I feel like that game is weird. I feel like the books, and we were talking about this, I feel like the books are expecting something that I'm just not expecting. So we'll see how that goes.
Are you talking about Springer, right? What we were chatting about earlier?
Yeah, Springs and just the total and the Nerfy being at plus money. It's just something don't add up. And I know he had some time off, like we were talking about, which you know, pitchers are creatures of habit. You know what I'm saying? So that may be it, but Springs is just different, bro. Like he's just a different breed, bro. So
yeah, that was the only thing that was keeping me off of anything backing Springs is just the whole rhythm aspect of being an athlete and missing a start. And I believe that was the only start that he's missed, right? So being able to pitch every 5 days is something that they get into a rhythm in, and you know that just kind of, to me, that kind of threw me off.
And how well Boston have been hitting lefties.
Yeah, exactly.
About that in the chat too.
All right. So you mentioned you already mentioned the Angels Marlins, so we can actually just get right into that as well. Let me get back here. So we go into the Angels Marlins here. This one's at 3 p.m. I think Pacific Standard Time. Obviously we got Alcantara and Syndergaard. We got Thor here. 10-6 Syndergaard. Sorry, Alcantara 10-6. Syndergaard 5-7. From analysis here. Well, Syndergaard's been struggling on the road. 1-4, 6.53 ERA, and a total opposite here for Alcantara. 5-3 at home, 1.8 ERA. Definitely starting pitcher is towards the Marlins here, and I mean that's one of the main key factors of how we cap these games is the starting pitcher, and that's already a telling story. And then if we look at the home away bat splits, righties, Marlins hit righties well at home, and the Angels struggle against righties on the road. Just off of the quick analysis there, it's already a strong, right? It's already a strong look towards the Marlins there. And if we're looking at the over under, both trend towards the under here, so that bodes well for those who for like Finesse, who does the Nerfy here. And I believe Gimme the Dog has Nerfy stats, Finesse, so we can look at that.
The Syndergaards aren't going to be great. I'll tell you that right now.
Let's look at Alcantara as a home favorite.
Um,
4-4, actually. That's actually that's surprising. That's surprising to me. Yeah, that's surprising to me. 5-3 straight up full game. 3-1-4 straight up on the first 5. So definitely, if you're taking the first 5, it would probably be the money line, not the run line here, as you can see that. Straight up 5-3, like I said, but as a home favorite, -1.5. They're actually 2-5. So this is looking like a a 1-run game possibly, as far as like we're just looking at historic data. First 5, 1.5 runs. Support opponents are averaging less than a run per game. That's an 8-game sample size, so that's pretty solid. And then full game 3.38 for the team and 2.88 for the opponents there. And we look at the Angels. And bring up Syndergaard.
I feel like he's gonna have even less run support. Just looking at that chart, Ronald, like he gets, I think it's like two runs over the last 3, 2.4 in away games. Like the Angels don't score a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at Syndergaard as a road dog in general, or the Angels with Syndergaard as a road dog, 0 runs in the first 5 innings.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
Let's just look at road in general, 1.4.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
Like a first 5 spot, don't it?
Yeah, first 5, maybe even just look towards first 5 under team total towards the Angels. If your book allows it.
Yeah, it's got to be a
1.33. Yeah, probably 1.5. And
they got it at half.
They got it at a half, like 0.5.
They got it. The first 5 run total. No. I'm tripping. I'm sorry. I messed that up. I'm actually on the wrong game. Hold on. Let me fix that. Hold on. I do want to pull it up though. Continue.
Just looking at the chat real quick. Prop God, he said, Mitch. Wait, what? Sorry, I'm lost. Degenerate Orioles Yurfie. Prop God, Mitch. Where's the prop God? Oh, that's the Syndergaard stuff. Yeah, that's the Syndergaard data via prop God there.
Both of those totals, Ronald, was at 1.5. Miami and
1.5
and Angels.
Yeah, I mean, to me that
the
looks
Angels is extremely juiced though. Like the under 1.5 is -145. So the books aren't expecting the Angels to have more than 1 run at the end of the first 5 innings.
Damn,
which is crazy.
But I don't want to pay 145.
Yeah, me either.
I
will though. Shout out to Finesse. Finesse said you got to drink that juice sometimes.
Mitch, hey, the shirts are dropping tomorrow. I made half of the batch last night. I'm making the shirts in-house. So I made half of the shirts last night, and the rest are probably going to go tomorrow.
Akbar. What's going on, Akbar, in the chat?
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen this guy. Akbar, I haven't seen you in a little bit. I think I took the Marlins full game. Wait, sorry. Let me look at that again. I took the Marlins first 5 and first 5 and full game. I mean, like if you guys want to pick just one thing, I don't think the Angels are going to put up much runs as far as like support wise in this spot here, especially how much they struggle on the road against righties, and then also how Alcantara does at home. Did you guys have a play on this, Chris?
Yeah, I played the full game too. For me, it was more important the full game than the first 5. Yeah. And like you said, pitcher matchup. It's just I'm a lot of times when I'm taking full game is really just I'm checking and making sure the bullpen hasn't been extremely lackadaisical in the last 5 games, and then I'm backing the home a pitcher, the better pitcher in the matchup, and making sure that they have enough run support. And like we continuously keep saying. Even looking at Noah Syndergaard, like if you go back and look at the last 3, Ronald, he's only getting like 2 runs. Total's only staying around 5.67 per game, and it doesn't change, in his away spots either. The runs go up to 2.4, but as far as support, but that total is only 7.2, which is why I want to stay off the total of 7. But I think. Give me the Marlins in this one. Give me the full game, which I typically don't even like playing, but I'm gonna play the full game here. Finesse, what you got on that one? You got anything? You on mute?
You on mute, bro?
On mute.
My bad. I'm staying off of officials today. The only thing I'm looking at is trying to select a nerfy. I think this might be the one. I think the total's very, very telling in terms of with Syndergaard on the mound. I think part of that is his success that he's had against this Miami team. Not necessarily this Miami team, but against Miami in the past. I don't normally put a lot of stock into that because lineups change, pitch mixes change, things like that. But when you just dominated teams throughout your whole career, I do put some value in that. So I think the line is just indicative. I think Alcantara gives you 7 strong. I think Syndergaard can give him 6 strong, at least 5 strong. So Nerfies can just get killed in so many ways, right? Mitch was talking about Birdie. You know, a little infield single, then a stolen base, and then a little singles, and that just kills it all. But yeah, that's it for me. Nothing official on the full game or anything like that.
Okay. All right. So what was next? The Yankees and the Pirates here. So let's just do the quick analysis again on Spodebs. And this one I believe is at 4:00 Pacific Standard Time. So we got Talon and Quintana, so righty versus lefty here. Both pretty strong pitchers. Record-wise, 7 and 8 for Quintana, but he has pretty solid numbers. The 1.28 WHIP is I guess in the middle of the pack as far as WHIP goes. You want to see a better WHIP for someone with a 3.2 ERA. So I'm assuming, without looking at it, his FIP is probably a little bit higher than his ERA at this point. If we look at just the Yankees overall, with Talon 13-2, and he's 3-0 last 3, but with a 4.96 ERA on the road, 6-0, 2.7 ERA. In the evening games, they've been doing pretty solid, 8-1 with a 3.51 ERA. A lot of it has to do with that run support right there. Oh, sorry, the run supports with the Yankees. Quintana here, 1-2 with a stronger ERA, 3.12 than Talon. It's just the run support. He's not getting the run support there. And also, it looks like if he has a 3.12 ERA and giving up, and opponents are averaging this much, that's telling me that their bullpen is probably struggling in the last few games. Home 4-5, 3.15 ERA. They both lasting around 5 innings. And then from a bat perspective, looking at the splits, Yankees, they're pretty even as far as like hitting lefties and righties on the road. And same thing with the Pirates, pretty even with hitting lefties versus righties at home. So from a bat perspective, I don't think there's like a split edge or whatever you want to call it, like a team doing better versus a righty or lefty in a specific spot. But just from an overall perspective, the bats of the Yankees kind of control where this game goes, in my opinion. Did you guys have anything to add before we look into the Give Me the Dog stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think Aaron Judge is gonna hit one 700 feet today. He does well.
How many home?
Yeah, he does well against lefties. He does well against Quintana's pitch mix. And if the man doesn't hit a home run the night before, he's automatically due. So
are you talking about that Judge?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think he's gonna hit one to the fucking atmosphere tonight.
I agree with that. And the only thing I was going to add, Ronald, as you go into the SDQL, I was looking at like Finesse said, it's a lot of data on SDQL. On Give Me the Dog specifically, that backs the Yankees, how they do against left-handed pitchers. So that was one of the things I looked at.
Yeah.
And then I broke it down to, in away games as a favorite, all those things kind of back the Yankees, full game.
Full game on the run line as well, or?
So I actually took it had to be the run line because I'm not laying minus 190. So yeah. So yeah, I think
Sure, why not?
I'm positive. I can't. I ain't got that far yet for that.
All right, so Yankees with Talon as a road favorite, 4-0 straight up, 3-1 on the run line there for the full game.
There we go. That 75% is what I was looking at. Yep.
Yeah, right. And then you have 3.5 first 5 run support, 2.25 on the opponent side, 5.5 for the full game, and 2.5. Obviously, the bullpen for the Yankees doing work right there. And they played against the Twins, Rays, and the Orioles twice. And the Orioles were struggling, I think, during this period as well. So that's a little bit a little note there. Let's see about Quintana. And you said Yankees versus left-handed pitchers as well is pretty strong.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Like 16-2.
Oh, I have. Hold on, let me just put that there.
Something at 2.
19-7.
19-7
against left-handed pitchers, and let's look at it on the road.
Oh, you know what I did, Ronald? I did last month. I did the last month against left-handed pitchers too.
Okay.
I think that might have been why.
Oh, just like current form.
Yeah, current form. I think I've been doing everything since June 1st.
Yeah.
Just to like pull up the last month.
Yeah. So here it isn't super strong, right? 8-7 straight up, 8-6 against the spread. Against the spread on the run line. Sorry, I was thinking about the shirts. And then if we add that as a road favorite, yeah, not too much there. What about the tail on the mound?
This Yankees are nothing, bro.
yeah. 5-0. So in this spot here against lefties, 5-0 straight up, and then the run line is 3-2. And if we look at Pirates, let's just. As a home dog, so they kind of going back and forth with the win losses here. The last few games, 10-16 straight up, 13-13 on the run line. So that's interesting. 5-1 on the run line here, plus 1.5. But straight up is 2-4. I mean,
what is that, Ronald? That's 1 point. How many runs in the first 5?
For the Pirates.
For the Pirates,
just 1.5.
Yeah, that ain't enough.
Oh shit! Is it too is it too small? I've been doing it at that little. Yeah, 1.5. There, 2.17 for the opponent. But if you look at this is pretty interesting. Here is a 3.67 and 3.5. And then, I mean, they faced against the Dodgers, Cardinals. So they covered the run line against the Cardinals. They beat the Dodgers 5-1 in that spot. Covered here, won here, and covered here. So the only one they didn't cover was against Alex Wood and the Giants. They lost exactly by 2. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, of all pitchers, Alex Wood on that list is the one that they
that they didn't cover. Yeah,
right. That they didn't cover too.
That's interesting. I mean, I felt a lot stronger before I seen this
Right.
on the Yankees.
What about
the first 5? The first 5 is probably where it would be, not the full game.
I was gonna say
trying to do the run line.
So if we were looking at Jameson on the mound, first 5 and road favorite spots, how many runs is he allowing in that spot?
You said Jameson first 5 on the road.
First 5 road favorites.
Oh, road favorite. Okay.
How many runs is he allowing?
2.25.
Okay.
The support is 3.5 there, but yeah, like I think if I was to play, it would be the first 5, not the full game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd stay away from Yankees first 5, bro. I really would.
Really?
Yeah, they just don't score as much.
I mean, I know they struggled in the first 5 against top tier teams like the Astros and stuff like that, but yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's not even really team driven for me. It's just the inconsistency. They can explode anytime they want, but it's just the inconsistency. It's the scrappiness of the Pirates, and it's the inconsistency on offense for the Yankees. So they can be shut out scoring wise in the first 5 and then explode for 6 runs in the 6th. So at least right now, when I'm looking to back the Yankees, I'm looking full game. and on the run line, obviously, because you're getting minus 200s almost every fucking day.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
It is usually they lose the game straight out or they win by 2 or 3.
Yeah. All right, so let's look at that. Yeah, so when they win, they're 17-4 covering that run line.
There we go.
So if we expect them to win, they're likely going to cover that run line.
And what time frame is that?
This is all season. Year. This is the whole season.
Go back down, Ronald, to the last few.
No, like, they don't only have 21 wins.
No. So what happens is it's like when they win, do they cover the run line? That's what we're trying to look at. So if we expect them to beat Pittsburgh outright, what is the likelihood of them covering the run line? And when they win on the road as favorites,
so that's what it is, on the road as favorites. Okay.
Yeah, so when they win on the road as favorites, they're 17-4 on the run line.
Yeah, that's where my mind goes, either targeting players or taking them on the run line.
Yeah. Did you guys have it? Did you have anything official on this one, Chris?
I haven't played it yet, but I am going to play the Yankees on full game run line, -1.5. I see that -120. I haven't put it in yet, though.
Okay.
What's Judge State a bomb? Like, probably only like plus 2 something, which sucks.
Plus 105, probably.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm messing with you.
Plus 105 on the.
I'm messing with you. It's like the Jokic triple double.
All right. Well, that's the 3 games that we're breaking down for the slate today on Let's Cap. Let's just go over
plus 210, Finesse.
Plus 210 on the Judge home run.
On the Judge home run, yeah. I'm looking at BetMGM specifically right now.
Makes sense.
I mean, they have home run stuff here. Let me just check.
Like Bertie to get a steal today is only plus, I think, 120. Some shit like that. It's madness, bro. It's fucking crazy.
You about to look at home run stats, Ron?
Yeah, I'm about to look at how many home runs he gives up.
Oh, word. Okay.
Quintana, I don't think gives up a lot of power. That's the problem.
I'm about to learn something new.
But I'm pretty sure Quintana is a fastball slider. I might be wrong. I might be talking about something else.
So Quintana only gives up, when he's on the mound in these games, right?
Less than one
a home run. Yeah. And if we just look at home,
drops even lower.
It drops even lower. Yeah. So that's a tough look. I mean, obviously Judge is another monster.
Hey, what about in losses, Ronald? Because they losing this game today, so we can go ahead and project that in.
All right, let's look at that. 1 home run.
Okay, yep, yeah, 1 Judge. It. There you go, Finesse.
There you go, 1 for Judge.
Fucking 800 feet. 800 feet, bro. I'm calling
it. All right, so that's the MLB. I did say I was gonna break down a WNBA game. Sorry, and then that will be it. You guys don't touch WNBA, huh?
Nah, but let's look though. I'm always ears and eyes, man. Let's go.
All right, so I was focusing on this first game, the Seattle Storm.
Wait, RC, before you go, so I'm not gonna be any fucking help here, okay?
I got
my little work break, my little lunch break and shit. I just wanted to pop in and show y'all some love.
Nah, I appreciate you, bro.
So yeah, I'm a dip out of here, bro. Because WNBA, you lost me, bro.
hey, Finesse. I'm betting on AAU. Anything that you can think of, if I got a big enough edge, if I got a big enough edge, like my guy Josh said, yeah, give me all of it.
Desperate times, bro. No NBA, no fucking NFL.
Yeah.
Y'all betting on how many pigeons outside my door today.
Oh shit,
bro. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, bro.
All right, Finesse. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely, bro. Appreciate you too, bro.
All right, peace. So Give Me the Dog actually has WNBA, Chris. So you can just dive into that real quick. Since you're learning, you're learning quick. Before the season, you didn't even know anything about this, and you're already you're becoming a coder. Just low key. That's another skill set to add to your tool belt. So what I was looking at here, let me see if I can get my notes here. So Storm as a road favorite. They're here. They're playing against the Fever here, the Indiana Fever, and they're one of the lower teams in the league. And as a road favorite here, 4-1 straight up, 2-3 against the spread, 4-1 to the over. For me, I was actually looking towards this over here. And last night, I believe the total opened at 158 or 158 and a half or something like that, and so it's gone up to 159. So I think a lot of people are seeing the same thing that I am as far as the over. Total combined score of 163.8 there, so a few points of value off the closing line. The fee, and I think someone mentioned first half minus 5.5. Oh,
yeah, T-Mac did. Yeah,
T-Mac did first five minus 5.5. I was looking at that. I was looking actually more towards the team total for the Storm than anything. The big reason why is because if we look at the Fever team, sorry. They played each other earlier this year, and the Fever only scored 57 points. And to me, that's extremely, extremely low, even for the WNBA. And I just feel like there's an opportunity for them to bounce back here in this spot. And this is such a large line, right? They're minus 13 at home. And they covered that by 3 points. Now they're on the road at minus 10.5. I think the line is saying that the Storm will cover, right, based on that. But at the same time, it's just I just don't trust. I don't. Here's one more trend that I wanted to add, which is following a game that the team scored less than 60 this season. So this is what I wrote here is the previous matchup. The team scored less than 60, and the previous matchup was in season, because you don't want to look back to a previous game, right? Like to a previous season. So 4-1 to the over. That's what I was looking at. But the other thing is, you can after scoring less than 60 points, teams come back and score around 80, and that's what I'm saying is. I'm expecting the Fever to bounce back a little bit offensively here. I don't know if it's going to be enough to cover, but it definitely is a sign to me that to take the over, in my opinion, a lot better than the spread. Does that logic make sense, Chris? I mean, like, I know you're an NBA capper too.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect
right?
sense.
Like,
yeah, absolutely, Ron. That makes perfect sense. Like we do look for those trends, and like you said, if they go under, then typically we need to look for over. You know, the worst part about that too, Ronald, I'm thinking, like, if you bet the last game and you took the over, then it's really, really hard for you to take the over again. But, law of averages is why we use, sites like Spodevs to give us the facts and take the emotions out of it. So
yeah, exactly.
I absolutely love that, Ronald. I love that. Like you said, the numbers are there.
Yeah, and then T-Mac mentions, after a loss, Storm specifically, they're just such a, especially with the addition of Tina Charles, their offense is a lot better now. But just looking historically, as far as this season, coming off of a loss that they didn't cover, they're only 4-3 straight up, 4-3 against the spread. They have won and covered the last 3 though, so they're trending in the right direction as far as, like, if we were saying, how are they doing now compared to how they were earlier in the season? A lot of it had to do with depth. They were missing a lot of key pieces. And then, I think just addition and also some players starting to play up to their potential is helping them cover these games here lately and win games. But this is what I'm saying as far as, like, coming off of a loss, that it's not like they're really blowing them out, especially in the first half. From a full season perspective, we just look at it. So if we just look at it the last 3 games, we can look at it at that as well. Was it the 7th? So if we just look at the last 3 W's, that first half right there, there's not that big of a split. They take over in that second half, which was a struggle for them earlier in the season because of the depth. But now that they added a big in Charles, and she can add a lot of the scoring punch to it. They're taking over in the second half. It's similar to how like top tier teams do in the NBA, right? They kind of cruise in the first half, and then if they're not winning by a specific margin, or like they're not feeling comfortable, they kind of take over in the second half against these lower tier teams, and that's who the Fever are. They're pretty much the bottom of the barrel in the WNBA. So I can definitely see that this game flow continuing, right? Like a Fever maybe possibly sticking around in the first half, and then the Storm taking over in the second half. But you can see that full game split at 10, and the line is at 10.5. That's just too close to call for me, in my opinion.
It also went up every single time. I was looking at that, Ronald. The spread increased every single time. I think it went from like 3-1 one time, but then like it gets, like you said, 7.5, 3, 1. So it's definitely getting bigger as well. So
yep. So that's the way that I was looking at it. I was looking towards the over. I know this specific trend is not saying towards the over, but I mean, you're looking at top tier teams here with the Aces and the Liberty. Sorry, not the Liberty. The Aces here is one game where you take two top teams, and they typically go lower to the under because of their defense, right? Liberty, their offensive was struggling. Dream, their offense has been struggling as well. So those two teams I can kind of put to the side as far as offensive output on their end. But the Fever, I just feel like they should be able to bounce back a lot more than the 60 points that they scored the first time around.
Right. Yeah, T-Mac in the chat, Ronald, he said I just want a smaller number than 10.
And exactly.
That makes me,
if you got it at open.
Right. That also makes me think, Ronald, like, I don't know if T-Mac, I don't know what state you're in or where you're betting from, but if you could take it live, like maybe if the trend follows and repeats itself, like Ronald said, then it'll be a closer game early towards the end of the second half, towards the end of the first half, and you may be able to get that number like 5, 6, maybe even 7, and then you could jump on it live if you think that the trend for the second half is going to continue. As you were talking about this, Ronald, kind of just reminded me of Golden State, right? Exactly. Then you reference the NBA, like they just typically take over in the third quarter, and that's a very strong trend. So T-Mac, if you like that.
Yep. And then looking towards the Fever as home dogs, 5-2 to the over here as well. So they're trending towards the over there. A lot of things to me are pointing towards the over. The one thing that I was kind of debating between the plays was the full game over or the team total for the Storm over. Those were the two ways that I was looking at it. I don't want to take both because it's pretty similar as far as like betting wise. But I'm just trying to figure out which one might be the better take, in my opinion. And to me, I think it would probably be the full game over, because you are looking for the Fever to kind of bounce back offensively. Chris, man, I think the WNBA might be calling your name.
Yeah, I'm looking, Ronald. I'm on my phone right now. Let me see what I can get this over at.
At some point, you look at the data, and I know you probably don't know a lot of the names of the players and things like that. I've been following the WNBA for quite a while, so I'm familiar with a lot of the players as well. But for someone to come into this and just look at do it from a data perspective, like you said, right? Do it with data and not your heart. And that is a big aspect of sports betting, right? Because you don't want to take emotion into it and be like, oh, I'm a fan, so I'm gonna bet this way or whatever.
Give out biased plays, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make sure you're using facts and data, at least to support what you're feeling. So, so that's my take on that WNBA game. We broke down 3 MLB today. We broke down this WNBA game, and that is the end of the show. Chris, anything to talk about or promote before you go? I know you've been doing a lot of your YouTube show now. You came out with a few episodes with capping cappers, and I think that's pretty dope. I love to hear other people's story, and you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely, Ronald. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah. I just think that, now that basketball slowed down, we come to a part where a lot of people are just taking vacation and just kind of relaxing and chilling, and they don't know anything about the baseball space at all. They don't want to, lose money. It's a lot of variance if you're not extremely sharp. So I figured, might as well just keep the content coming. And I thought I'm always interested, like you said, Ronald, in just hearing people's stories. I know we all come from different walks of life. We all use different systems to bet games. We all got started at different times. And to me, that's so captivating and entertaining. So I'm like, why not just reach out to some of the people who've kind of lit a fire under me, people that I, really, really respect, and get their opinion and get their story about, what led them to this betting space and how long they've been doing it, and just ask these questions to kind of, take the audience behind the curtain. And that's why the show is called Behind the Curtain with your favorite capper. Ronald, I got to get Ronald on the show. Ronald's definitely coming on here soon.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for that.
But yeah, Ronald, that that's the only thing I would say, as far as promoting wise. I think the episodes are really, really cool. I thought they'd be educational. I think they are. I thought they'd be fun. I think they are. Definitely entertaining and educational at the same time. But yeah, other than that, Ronald, check out the chalkboard, man. If you guys haven't already, Ronald has the QR code right here. Yeah. If you just scan the QR code, it'll get you in the free chalkboard. Capper University, Ronald, myself, and Finesse, who just left, in there giving out plays. We also have the giveaway that's coming up, Ronald. I think that's tomorrow. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So it's giveaways in there. We're gonna do live question and answers, especially as more sports start to pick up and we don't just have MLB. Like I said, I think it's the downtime for most people, but just excited to be able to grow the community and teach people how to bet better so that they can be profitable long term. Ronald, I appreciate you having me on the show.
Yes, sir. Someone asked to run through the plays real quick. We talked about the Mariners and Padres. I don't think we had anything official there, but I think we were looking towards the first 5 under and possibly the Mariners early as well.
Just leans.
Yep. Yeah, leans on the money line and the run line. So nothing official on that game. The other one was Angels Marlins. I think we took officially Marlins first full game. Sorry, not first 5. Marlins full game. We want to back Alcantara there and fade Thor on the road. The Yankees, I think there was like a mix. There was a mix there as far as like the run line on the Yankees. Did you have that as official, Chris?
I haven't played it yet, Ronald, but I am gonna play the Yankees full game minus the 1.5 on the run line and minus 120.
I was actually looking at the first 5 run line, and then I think you and Finesse kind of talked me into looking into it a little bit deeper. So nothing official for me on that one, but I'm looking towards that first 5 run line. And then in the WNBA, I took the Storm game, full game over. So those were the plays that we talked about, and officials and leans.
What did you get that over at, Ronald? Did you get it at 159 or 150?
I got it at 158.5 yesterday. Last night. Yeah.
Okay.
158.5 last night. 159 now I think is available. I think anything under 160 or under should be solid, because most of the angles that I was looking at, combined score was over 160. So yeah, that's the way that I was looking. And then I mean, guys, that's pretty much the end of the show. I know it was a longer show today than expected, but we went through a lot of stuff. Hopefully you guys learned some SDQL, a little bit of different angles that we look at as far as it coming to the MLB and even the WNBA that we just touched on recently, like in the last part of the show. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys in the chat as well for joining in on the conversation, asking questions, and adding your plays and input. With that said, this is the end of the show, guys. Thanks to all who tuned in on YouTube and on Twitter. If you are on YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button before you bounce. Make sure you check out the links in the description as well. If you don't follow Chris, his Twitter account is linked in the description as well, so you can add him real quick. And then as always, I have to end with this. Please remember, whether you fade us or follow us, it's on you to make that call. Good luck on all your action. Till next time. Peace.